It's up for grabs now!
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira!
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it!
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Champions.
That was interesting.
Afternoon, everybody. This is just a quick video with me and Lev. We thought we'd come on as a reaction video to a news that has been circulating around today about Mikel Arteta and the fact that he's only got 3 matches to save his job. This is quite opposite to what we had on the show a few days ago with Fabrizio Romano saying he's basically untouchable. So just say everybody hi in the comments. Old school Gunnar, top man. I'm just going to put this on the screen first so we go through the reports and then we can discuss this a little bit. Lev, by the way, how you doing, man? You good?
Oh, yeah, I'm here, yeah. How you doing? You all right? Man, listen, you were ringing me. You said there was something interesting. You was right. Yeah. I'm here. So let's go through it.
All right. So basically, it's reported by TalkSport, as you can see. Mikel Arteta has been given to Christmas, really, 3 games to save his job, is in the report. I've seen this actually from a couple of different places as well. There is, it says here, according to a press that I can't pronounce. How do you pronounce this? Calci Mercato. I think it's Spanish. That he's got 3 games to save his job. And then here we go. This is the interesting bit. That the reports that Arsenal have already assessed possible candidates to succeed Arteta in the dugout with ex-Juventus chief Massimiliano Allegri a top target. It goes on to say that things are not going well, results are not being picked up. And so that's the report, basically, that has been doing the rounds today. So just straight, fresh out the back of that, Lev, what's your thoughts? What do you think?
Well, firstly, we had Fabrizio on Wednesday on Real Talk, and he said categorically that the board had his back and, they're going to back him all the way and whatever happens. They know it's going to be a bumpy ride. And then a couple of days later, we get, broken elsewhere from Italy as well, by all accounts, by the looks of it, and saying that he has three matches potentially. Now, those matches are probably not the easiest of games either. I mean, we're not doing that great, with lower level teams. I say lower level. Villa 7th at the moment. They're doing great. So.
Well, look, he's the next 5 games he's got, not even 3, 5. Next 3.
Hold on. Well, why does it say 3 and then you saying 5? How's that work out?
No, because I want to cover a couple of things as well.
Oh, okay. So you're saying 5.
But the report says 3 games. So next 3 games are tomorrow: Burnley at home, Southampton at home, right? Everton away. The reason I said next 5 games because then he's got City at home, right? And that's a quarterfinal, I think, of the League Cup, and then he's got Chelsea at home.
Yeah, isn't it called the Papa John's Cup now?
I think so, I'm not sure.
That shit name that is. Yeah. Look, even say for example, he beats Burnley. Yeah, we beat Burnley on the weekend, right? Let's say he gets a couple of good results. Then it could be Everton. He has a bad result, right? Then back to back, as you've rightly just said, he's got City, and then is it Chelsea? You were saying, yeah,
yeah.
City and Chelsea, like it looks like whatever the guy does, if it is true and they do, think now potentially he's not the right man for the job, he's going to come unstuck somewhere along the line if you look at it. And it's sad because if he's not doing well, it means our club's not doing well. And I don't want that. But there is, the question we were asking in previous shows is, when is enough enough? When is backing? And where is the line you cross over? And when you look at it at 15th, I can't remember. I mean, even looking back at the days when I supported Arsenal, Highbury days and all of that, I can't remember a 15th position. I know it's only 11, 12 games, but still. So,
well, a couple of people with us, old school Gunnar, which he, That's obviously his full why not sentiment.
Yes, boys. How you doing?
Yeah, you guys are good. Thank you.
Shaheen Sosa.
These two guys
He's
are
having a laugh.
yeah, Mike Overmaster. But you know what, Lev? I think there might be some truth into this.
There has to be.
And I'll tell you why. It will just make sense. Look, first of all, we know things in football can change quite quickly. So from Fabrizio Romano saying Arteta is untouchable to where where the reality is, things can change quite quickly. I think transfer window is coming up, right? It's obvious that things has not gone to the plan. So maybe people are looking at this and thinking, are we right? Do we back this guy with money? And if we back him and it don't work, it's going to backfire. So then we've kind of maybe wasted money, because then if we then sack him and then bring another manager, for example, Alegri may come in and maybe he would not fancy an awesome hour kind of type player, for example. So we can wasted money here. So, and you know, when things don't go well with football club, the first person that gets it is the manager. You know, nobody's going after Edu or Vino, is Arteta.
Well, so can I counter that though?
Go on.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, 100%, and you know, to some extent, I agree with it. But the bottom line is, in that transfer window that just went past, it was crucial that he got some help. All right, he got some reinforcements. The board and the people above him let him down, in my opinion. They should have gone in. He should look at what Chelsea did. They didn't mess around. They went in, they got all the targets, they brought them all in. Yeah, it's taken a bit of time for it to gel, but it's looking like it's starting to pay dividends, right? All we needed to really do to give this guy a proper chance was to go Partey, Hwassim, or you can go and get Szoboszlai as well, and we're done. That's your three, yeah? And that's your team sorted. Instead, what we did is we faffed around with one deal, and we tried. And Fabrizio said it on this show. He's on the last show. He said, you know, we took too long and they lost interest in the end. And he said, forget it. You know what? PSG have called me. Juve have called me. He decided to stay put. We missed our window of opportunity. Now, Szoboszlai is going to RB Leipzig.
Yeah, so, I'm going to come to that. Just hold that. I'll come to that.
Okay.
But I'm going to counter you on that one.
Okay.
At the beginning of the transfer window, they made Arteta the manager, not coach, the manager, which means he's involved in transfer dealings.
Yeah.
Well, the failure of Osamoah lies also with Arteta. If he really wanted Osamoah, right, he could have said, listen, this is the guy that I want. It's up to you to back me. Right? Now, look, there's a lot of different angles with this we can go this. Another angle could be that Arteta is starting to not be a yes man anymore. And now he's knocking on the door. Asking.
You think he's causing problems like for them now?
Maybe he's asking, listen, the guy's job is on the line. Right?
Yeah, of course.
And it's like, listen, guys, what's happening in January? I need players. These guys are shit. Let's say for argument's sake, I don't know, Bellerin, Xhaka to be sold, because these are the real players who got some value into them. No one's going to combine Mustafi or Ozil. They're not good. They can walk away for free. So I need them to be sold. I need you guys to put some money. I need to go and get Osamoah, maybe a right back, maybe a centre mid, maybe a forward, maybe a Zaha type player.
How do we know that didn't take place though, Shaheen? How do we know that didn't happen?
Hold on. And people are now thinking, wait, this guy is asking questions now. You know, we can't do this. So you know what? This is the best time for us to say our results will be shit. Let's get rid of him now. I'm just saying this is a one scenario. The other scenario is that the board are looking and saying, right, listen, we're actually going to spend some money, right? But do we want to spend it with this guy on board? Because if he signs a player and then things don't really improve and then we have to sack him a month down the line, next manager will come in. Something similar to what's happening with Saliba. We signed William Saliba when Emery was here for £30 million. There's reports again today that until Arteta is here, he's not going to get a game. So 30 million was pissed away, really. Right? So for me, I think there is something going on. Maybe this report is not exactly to the word the truth, but it makes sense. It makes sense for them to tell. Listen, you've got 3 games. And listen, one thing I'll say, listen, and I'm going to agree with this report because I'll tell you something. He's got Burnley at home, not away, home, Southampton home, right? So these are the 2 games that he should really win, right? And then you've got Everton away. We'll say, all right, you know what, we'll lay him off that one. And then he's got City at home, Chelsea at home. So only the next 5 games, only 1 game is away. The rest are at home. And then obviously the last game is 29th of December, Brighton away. And if he hasn't got results in these games, then surely, this report then will come to effect because then they would need to get a new manager in for the transfer window. Maybe a new manager will bring Ozil back for the next 6 months. Maybe we'll bring Saliba back. And maybe they say, right, listen, because Fabrizio said, yeah, we've got some money. So if we're going to spend the money, they might think, well, listen, let's get a new manager in so the new manager can get the players that he wants because obviously this thing is not working out now. I know you're itching to say something, so go on.
No, listen. Everything you say has merit. Like, there's definitely a correlation with everything you're saying, but my concern is a bit further down the line then. So are they, for example, look, let's be honest here, looking at the running that you've just said about the fixtures, that we've got coming up, it's going to be, if they're only giving him 3 games and the way we're performing and the fact that we've lost Partey now for probably, I would say, at least 8 weeks, maybe a little bit more even, they rushed him back. That was a poor decision in my opinion. If it was a Burnley game or whatever, they probably would have taken an extra game or 2 to bring him back. But it was Spurs and they panicked and they made a bad decision, and now that's cost them as well. And with this midfield, if you're relying on the likes of your Xhakas of this world and your Ceballos and your Bellerin to continually let you down, I think the writing's on the wall. And I hate to say it. If Alegri comes in, then my question is, are the board actually going to back him the way he's going to be expected to? Because my man's going to come in, he's going to look at this team and go, what is this lot? Him, and him out the door. We can't shift them anyway.
Yeah, but that kind of falls into my second argument, that there is money to be spent, okay? Right. But they are thinking, Arteta, he hasn't really, do we want to spend this money on a guy that has fucked up so far? Or do we want to get a proper manager in and give him the money and say, right, listen, new manager, fresh start. This is because somebody's got to salvage this 15th place position shit, man. If my man loses tomorrow, it's peak. And also, I agree with why not
something. Peak. Did you say peak? I love that.
Yeah. It hit the like button, guys. But listen, guys, tell us in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you think this is true? I know why not Sentiment said something. I know old school Guna, my old friend. I hope you're right. Well, me too, mate. The thing is, fella, I'm not having a window. Tell us what you think, guys. Tell us what you think. But look, listen, for me, either way that you look at it, it may make sense. I know it's quite contrary to what Fabrizio said, and it may not be true at all. That's why we're here to discuss, to say, do you think there is some truth in it or not? I don't know what your thoughts are, but for me, I think there might be some truth in this.
Well, listen, my thoughts are this, yeah. What it has got me thinking is more about the running and the fixtures that we have and the current situation that we're in, okay? And the performances at present do not give me any confidence that we're going to be able to pull ourselves out of this rut. We might form suggest we might scrape a win with Burnley. I'm not confident going away to Everton. I'm not confident with that.
I wanted to ask you now.
Yeah.
You put your Arsenal hat away. Hands on heart.
Yeah.
Hearts of hearts left, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read out a fixtures, yeah? You tell me what you think. Burnley at home tomorrow.
Yeah. I think we'll win that. I think we have enough to win that. I'm hoping. but that's just me, isn't it?
Southampton at home.
Yeah. Southampton at home, did you say?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what? All right, let's just say he gets a go on.
I'm going to stop you, and I'll tell you why. Right?
Yeah, go on.
The fact, right, that you're going.
Yeah, I know.
At
Yeah,
home,
but we know this, though. We know this.
these boys, Burnley at home, and you're like, we have just enough to beat Burnley at home.
Because we got Xhaka and Ceballos in the midfield. It gives us nothing. Someone put some stats up on Twitter yesterday.
Xhaka has been part of the midfield for a long time.
Yeah, and what has that midfield ever done for us?
I've never seen him.
And Bellerin continually lets us down.
Oh,
right? It's the same shit. So until we get rid of all these guys, even our backups, Mustafi is a calamity. He's always going to make a mistake. Chambers, everyone getting excited about Chambers coming back. I'm sorry. Chambers has never got anywhere near this first team. All of a sudden, we're relying on Chambers. No. This is a joke. Like, we need to be better than this.
Yeah, well, now, the fact that you're saying these things, it shows that there is.
He's inherited all of this shit as well, though.
Listen.
Let's be honest here.
Listen, this squad, right? Just the squad is the same squad that Unai Emery almost got top 4, right? So the manager has come in, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. The manager has come in. There has been a little bit of a peak in performances. People have stepped up a little bit, right? But now this is on a nosedive. I've never seen Aubameyang playing so poorly. Xhaka, I know Xhaka, you're not a fan of Xhaka. A lot of people are not a fan of Xhaka, but he's now playing worse. I've seen him. Lacazette, same. Pepe, same. Signing William for what? I don't know. Right? So you've got to say these are the same bunch. I agree with you, not good enough. Yes. But they have come possibly from being bad to shit.
Oh, no, listen. I am not defending the form. The form itself, yeah. If you look at the table and you look at where we are and how we're playing, it's not something that we can defend. I'm not sitting here saying I'm not stupid. I don't want someone to stay because I emotionally feel, he's a nice guy, or he had, in my opinion, he's got potential. But I can't see him getting out of this now, having looked at the fixtures. If this story is true and they're talking about giving him 3 games, you may as well just say we're going to sack him, because I can't see with this running that we're going to get, maybe we'll get a couple of wins out of it. But then are you confident with them against City and Chelsea? Are you? Because I'm not right now. And, so
I just want to say, guys, for the guys who just joining now, thank you for joining us and giving us your time. Please hit the like button. Me and Lev, we're just doing a reaction video to this report.
I'm getting warmed up now. So
by Team Talk, not Team Talk, Talk Sport, that has been going around saying Arteta really has got 3 games to save his job, and they've got Alegri already to take over. So we're just doing a reaction video to this. And please just let us know what your thoughts are. Why Not Sentiment says it's all a PR, small screen. We get another manager, Coco Pardew, and that. Well, I don't know.
That is so true. We're going to end up with Eddie Howe. Why Not Sentiment knows? Why Not Sentiment knows? This is what they do, even in the transfer window. They give you this big name, and then you end up with a B-Tech version.
I agree, bro. I agree with you. And Arsenal are very good at pulling shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But right now, maybe they are just beginning to look at Arteta's position. And they're starting to put these reports out, and then they picked these games. Look, I don't know if this is a mentality of a footballer or not. I don't know. If I'm Aubameyang and I'm seeing this going around, my man's got 3 games to save his job. I'm not really happy with the way Arsenal are playing. I'm not really happy with the way the team is playing because I'm not getting any service, this and that. Am I going to be putting in the shift 100% for the next 3 games? I hope I'm wrong. I I'm not sure why you didn't get a notification, brother, Mr. B. But
What's going on with the ding dongs, man? Sorry, Mr. Bungle.
Right. Yeah, but put your notification for the next ones. We're just discussing the news thing. For me, as I said to you, there might be some truth in this, and I've got two scenarios that I explained to you. Either way works for me, to be honest with you. But the problem is, which is what we've been discussing for the past few weeks on our Wednesday night shows, is that who is going to come in? Because if Allegri comes in, Allegri is not going to come in with the same sort of players. Allegri is going to come in, and I think people said it on the comments earlier. Allegri will come in and he would want money. He would want checkbook. He would want to get at least 2 or 3 good quality players in January transfer window.
Okay, so let me chuck something back at you then, yeah?
Well, chuck it.
All right.
Chuck it.
I'm gonna chuck it back at you because this is you brought me out here on a Saturday. I said I was chilling, so we're gonna do this, yeah. So okay, I hear you, and you know if there's an improvement on management and it can change our circumstances, I'm all for it. Yeah, my club comes first more than anyone. No one's bigger than the club. However, we are waiting now, dithering around in December. Now let's just say this is true. And my man's got 3 games. Yeah. Let's just say we'll take this and we'll say it's true and we'll run with it. So he maybe gets a win against Burnley. Then maybe scrapes one against Southampton. That's 2 wins. Yeah. Then maybe he'll lose against City and he'll say, oh, well, it was City and we played our youth because it was, it was the Papa John's Pizza Cup, whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. So you've dragged it on. Weeks have gone by. By then, the January transfer window is looming. All right. Now, if we get him in around that sort of time, what preparation is there going to be to utilize anyone or any type of player in that January window? If you're going to get a new manager in, that throws everything out of sync. We don't know what he wants unless it's all pre-planned, right? And knowing Arsenal, it's not going to be. Then that's going to be another wasted window. Yeah, that's another concern too, right?
You're right. And if this report is true, then they've had conversations with Allegri. So Allegri would have told them, listen, I'm assuming he would have told them, right, listen, Xhaka is shit, Bellerin is shit, Elneny I don't want.
What, they tried to sell the job to him?
Do you know what I mean? I don't want these players, right? I need to bring Ozil back, right? I need to buy a right back. I need to buy a centre mid. I need this. So if they've got an agreement with him in place, it would just be a case of saying to Arteta, right, listen, here's your check, off you go, P45 done. Allegri comes in, right, this is who we need to get, let's go get them. Do I have confidence in the Arsenal board to have this all done, ready, clockwork? So Allegri, conversation has been had, players have been drawn up, all ready to go. This guy will go, he comes in, we'll go after those players? No.
So
yes. Going back to what you said, even if Arteta wins against Burnley and Southampton, if tomorrow Arteta puts out a team that is going to sit back and gets Burnley and counter attack and he wins a 1-0, I think that's not going to be acceptable. I think if he does the same thing against Southampton, again, that's not going to be acceptable. We're not going to play like this at home to Burnley or Southampton.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you again. Right? We've just had this conversation. Yeah, bruv. So, are you confident that if they did go to Arteta, sorry, mate, this is not working as we thought. We thought you was the new Pep, but you was more the new Plop or whatever it is you want to call it, yeah? They go and get Allegri, right? Are you confident that they're going to have everything lined up and have all the right people, the targets ready to play the way Allegri wants to play, and they're going to be able to shift out that crap that we got in there in January? Because according to Fabrizio, he said that we had a deal done for Socrates. At the last minute, that fell through. Why? Because he's on too much money. Personal terms weren't agreed. And we had a similar situation with, who was the other player that he mentioned? So, are we going to be able to shift them in January? Are we going to be able to make space for him to bring other people in? Have we got the funds to bring other people in? We've just lost one of the targets. I don't trust this board to have it prepared in a way that it's going to be seamless and we're going to utilize this January window. We're going to end up losing this as well And then he's going to still have to work with what he's already got and get the most out of it. The only good thing out of it, Partey will be back. But Xhaka and all that dead wood that's causing this rot, you might get a few months bounce out of it. Like when Arteta first joined, like when Emery first joined, you get that little bounce of a new manager and you're worried for your position, etc. But that then dies down if you're not good enough. And you soon get found out.
I 100% get your point. Just before that, is this who I think it is?
De Silva?
Alex De Silva.
Maybe. Don't know. Let us know if he's happy as Larry.
Well,
he calls himself, isn't it?
How do you know is Allegri wants the job? Well, apparently they've done a deal with Allegri, and that will fall on a second scenario that I said that actually they're ready to spend some money, but they're not sure if they want to spend it with Arteta being in charge because things have not gone well. And if they want to spend that sort of money and sack Arteta, then Allegri would come in and say, oh, hold on, I don't really fancy this guy. Going back to the point that you said, Lev, it could very well be that they're banking on a new manager coming in. The players will get a bounce at the back of that, even if they may not be able to shift all the players that they look. January is a difficult transfer window, right? Inter Milan want Xhaka, we know this.
Do they?
Yeah, well, they've already said we'll give you Eriksen, we'll take Xhaka. And Xhaka would do well in Italy because
he would. They take their time, they sip on their coffee, they knock it around.
It's not about Xhaka, he just doesn't suit. He's not suited to the Premier League. So he will go and do well there. So manager might come in. He might come in and take, I know, Lewis Hamilton, that's a new one.
Lewis Hamilton.
Right, he might come in and be
oh my days.
I'll give Xhaka, I'll bring Eriksen. That's one, right? They may be able to do a deal with, I don't know, PSG or something who've been after Bellerin for some time, right? If not, bro, if an Allegri type manager comes in, and my man does fucking foul throws, you will just bench him, period. And he might play Maitland-Niles. I'm banking, or I'm hoping that he will do something like that.
I would rather play Maitland-Niles in midfield over Xhaka. That's how badly I rate Xhaka.
I understand that. But right now, right, if he brings Eriksen in, Thomas Partey is coming back. He might bring Ozil back. Right? Things might look a little bit different. Put Maitland-Niles on the side. And remember, right, you got Guendouzi and you got Lucas Torreira out at long. Guendouzi is playing very well, man, in this German league. My man, I saw on Twitter, he scored a worldie today.
All right, you know what? Imagine they had Partey, Torreira, and Guendouzi. That would work.
I'm going to go
better than what we got right now.
Listen, you know my opinion on this, yeah? I know a lot of people might disagree, but I would have liked to see Partey, Torreira, Ozil in front of them.
Yeah, well.
You know, I would have just at least see how that... It may not have worked, at least for a game, to see how that goes. So a new manager might come in, might change a few things. Players will get a bit of a bounce. You know, when a manager comes in, you get a bit of a push. Everybody wants to put in an effort. They'll get one or two new faces on. They might be able to save the season.
So you think it's going to make a difference by getting Allegri, removing Arteta now, who's kind of been there for a little while. He's embedded this new way of playing over the last, I don't know, a year or so. It's down to, we've all been saying, it's down to the personnel. He doesn't have the personnel for this style of play. If he did, it would be great, etc. You think now the better idea would be to say, do you know what, call it quits, excuse me, pull him out, stick Allegri in, and he's going to come in with a totally different ethos, probably more defensive. I mean, I say more defensive. I mean, we've not really been playing that attacking, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. My doubt always lies behind the board's preparation with any move that they make. That's my issue.
I agree with you, and you do have a point, right? What I'll say to that, right, is football is a result-based business.
Absolutely.
You're in a club like Arsenal, right? Irrespective of where Arteta has come from, what he is, what does he know, all of that, Arsenal sit at 15th in the Premier League. Right? And I'm asking you earlier, I'm reading out fixtures to you, and I'm talking about Southampton at home, Burnley at home, and you were like, we might just have enough of that.
What do you want me to do? It's not my fault, is it?
It's not your fault. I'm just saying that how far we have fallen. So what needs to change? Edu is not going to go. Vina is not going to go. Cronkies are not going to go. Who's going to go? Arteta. It's always like that. And I'll tell you something. If he goes, Vina and Edu better fuck off with him. Because that's their fault that this guy is here in the first place. Yeah, of course, they recruited him. Right? Now, what I'm saying is logic, right? And logic doesn't really apply. Arsenal board and logic, they don't really go hand in hand. But logic would say you've got a transfer window coming up. If you want to sell players or if you want to buy players and the manager you've got is not really doing what he needs to be doing, this is a perfect time for you to change it.
It's perfect in the sense of Arteta is not delivering. I get that 100%. Agreed. You know, like when it comes to these sort of things, as I say, my club comes first. If someone's not delivering what they said they were going to deliver, as much as maybe we like him on a personal, you know, the way he comes across or whatever, I can't say personal, I don't know the guy. But if it's not working, it's not working. You don't always get it right. Everything in life happens like that. But what I'm not confident is they might go and get Alegri. Are they going to give him the war chest that he needs? Why has it taken Alegri so long? Apparently we approached him before, right? So how did we end up with Arteta? Because the board went for the cheaper option. Clearly.
Maybe they realized they fucked up and it's not working.
But how many more times? They fucked up. They kept Wenger for 10 years too long.
Right,
they then went and appointed Emery. That didn't work.
To that whatsoever. You're right. How many times? I don't know. But
this is under their ship. You know what I mean? Their stewardship.
Yeah, they fucked up. How many times? You're absolutely right. I got nothing to say on that. What I'm saying is they may not be able to change a lot of the personnel and the players, right? They may be able to get one or two players in, one or two out, maybe bring, I don't know, Ozil, Saliba back to the fore, maybe bring Eriksen, maybe even give Xhaka to Inter Milan and take Sanchez. Maybe, I don't know, right? But they need to do something to salvage the season. Right, to salvage the season. And maybe they're banking, right, a new manager comes in, second half of the season, the players will get a bit of a bounce, we'll bring a new energy to the place, we'll get one or two faces, we'll see what we can salvage out of the season. Next on the transfer window, you'll get Guendouzi back, you'll get Torreira back, right? If you want to sell them, they've been playing for the whole season, you might get some value in them, right?
But yet another example of more time and more money wasted, right? Yeah, because they try. Listen, my problem is, and I don't want to harp on about it because listen, I know this is about Arteta and him getting sacked in the next 3 games and all of that, and then maybe the job was too big. We all knew it was a risk, and we were kind of rooting for the underdog in a sense. But, bro, my problem is this, yeah. Every decision that's gone wrong at the root of the problem is these guys, and nothing they decide goes right. They took too long in the past making decisions. Then they've gone and got somebody that wasn't right. What they try to do is they try to go this cheap shortcut version and then end up paying more in the long run because they keep having to get another fix and another fix and another fix. Pay proper money and get the right person at the beginning and back him with the right players. And we don't do it. We don't do that. And I don't have any faith it's going to change whoever goes in right now with them.
The root of the problem. I have no argument. I have nothing to say to that. You're 100% spot on. Why not sentiment says, would you take Gini Ronaldo on a pick? He would walk into our midfield today. No problem.
Oh, come on. There's a whole host of players that we could have got that was in our price range that we didn't have gone to opposition teams. I'm not even going to mention who they are.
Ozil would never play for us. Look, I'm not saying he will, right? It may very well not to, but if a manager comes in, right, and then sees something that wants to bring maybe, I don't know, man. I'm just thinking there might be a case where Arsenal are looking at this and thinking, right, listen, if we get a new manager in, a couple of faces, we might be able to salvage something through season. We'll finish, I don't know, 6-7 at best again, and then we go again. Right, we've got a couple of players because remember, next season Ozil is gone, Mustafi is gone. Socrates is gone. David Luiz is gone. That's 4 players gone.
That's amazing. That's the best thing that can happen to that club because it gets rid of that mentality.
Listen, the amount of money that Arsenal will lose on that is another show for another day. I'm just thinking that maybe they'll be looking at that from now and saying, right, let's at least try to finish as much as we can, or as high as we can, with the manager. So then in a transfer window in the summer, with all of these boys gone, the manager would have had 6 months with these players. He can pick and choose who he wants. If he wants to bring Guendouzi, bring Torreira, work on them, cool. If not, then, we'll sell him. We get money, then, he's already established. I don't know. I think they may be looking at this, right? And they're saying, maybe this is the time that we'll be discussing left, that when is enough enough? Maybe now it's beginning to be enough. Because listen, I'll tell you something, yeah? If he doesn't win tomorrow, or even he gets a draw, another draw, or just scrapes a win. Listen, next 3 games, if he gets 3 points, next 3 games, 3 points, Arsenal are going to be what? Just above relegation zone?
I can't even believe we're having this conversation. And secondly, I can't even see a way out for him because of this running and because of what's available to him.
That's exactly why there might be some truth in this. Exactly what you just said, bro.
I mean, the only, there's some plus signs in there. Listen, if I was him right now, the current team that's letting me down, I would just look at them and just go, you know what? You guys are letting me down. I'm going to give somebody else a chance. And there's so many times you can do this. Look, I would drop Nketiah and put in Balogun because for me, I think Balogun gives more, right? Like as a striker, I think he looks like he would be a handful in that box. I would look at dropping the likes of Xhaka. He never worked. It doesn't work. Bellerin, the players that are not delivering. If I was to really criticize Arteta, that would be my main area of criticism. Is he's been playing players that keep letting him down.
Yeah, I hear you. You said if you were me, I would. Is it easier to sell Bellerin and Xhaka and try to get a replacement, or sack Arteta? I'm gonna leave that with you. Have a little think. I'm gonna do that as super chat. Gio, nice one, man.
Gio.
Thank you for your donation, man. Very kind of you. Who's responsible for not signing? I don't know how to pronounce this.
Benicio back from
before he went to Milan. The club are super now. City, Chelsea, and what? Sorry.
So basically, we had this guy first, right? We sold him, we let him go, sorry, and then now he's become a big fish, and there's some big teams in for him. Yeah, I mean look, you got loads of examples of that. Nabry, for example, look at him.
Listen, Gio, man, this is what we've been saying. That is down to the recruitment team. When you sack your chief scout, brother, yeah, it's like this now. But I'm going to go back to my question there. Is it easier to sell Xhaka, Bellerin, right, Willian to a certain extent, or to sack Arteta, bring a new manager in, hope for a low bounce, maybe bring 1 or 2 faces in?
If you threw in that I could replace those 3, then I might have said, well, keep Arteta, give him 3 better players. But you didn't give me that option. You just said it was a one-way trip.
You're good, man.
So, I don't want to see anyone get sacked. I want him to turn it around, man. I want him to turn it around so badly. I do.
Let me rephrase it. You're Mr. Cronky, all right?
I'm Mr. Cronky. No, man. Don't call me that. Don't.
You are, yeah? I'm going to put you. There's 2 options.
Yeah.
Options. Keep Arteta, right?
Yeah.
And then sell Xhaka, try to sell Xhaka, Bellerin, right? And bring some sort of a quality replacement in transfer in a transfer window, right? 2, get rid of Arteta, bring somebody like Alegri or Pochettino in. That's all. I'm not saying Alegri. Bring a top manager in, right? Hope for a bit of a bounce in the summer. you can get rid of these two. Which one would you go for? Which
Listen,
one is
if you're gonna give me a top manager
let
over Arteta, over Arteta right now, if you're gonna give me a top manager over Arteta, then I'll probably take it. Yeah,
So-
because of the doubts that have crept in. I'm gonna be honest. I'm an honest person because doubts have crept in over the last couple of months, in particular, of decisions that he's been making, and I think that in time he has talent and he's going to be a really, really top coach. But I think right now it's such a big job for him, and he's being given such a tough task with the poor personnel we have that maybe that added experience will help. They might be able to look at it and go, right, well, I don't have this. I know I can't play this way right now. So let's just play to our strengths and just work it out. Whereas Arteta is trying to enforce a new mentality that these players and a new style that these players can't handle. And I think that's maybe where he's gone wrong. And he's been playing players that deserve to be dropped. So yes is the answer.
You're absolutely spot on, because in a football club, it's always easier to get rid of a manager than a player, because a player, they need to find quality to replace. But you need to, right, have a quality manager to come in and replace Arteta, so you get the bounce, and then hopefully he will get something out of the players. He can maybe bring a couple of faces in, and you're all right. In a football club, always first person to go is a manager. You remember, what can I use as an example? I don't know. Last time in our own club, we know with the Ozil thing last time. Emery got it. He went. Result. Well, nobody said, Ozil, you got to go, mate. You remember when he was not playing him? Alegri went. Sorry, Emery went.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we're in a situation where they are probably banking on the fact that a new manager would come in, the team will get a little bit of a bounce, right? Hopefully they can bring maybe one or two faces on loan or just bring in to help out, right? And then they can finish as high as possible. And in the summer, then they can kick on. Whereas if they stick to Arteta, this might get to a point that maybe somebody like Allegri or Pochettino will look at it and they'll be like, this is too far gone.
Okay. Let me throw one back at you then.
Go on.
Right.
Go on.
Right. Okay. So then what if someone said, we promise you Hwasim Uar, and I don't know, now we've lost Shabozz, so maybe Buendia or someone like that everyone's talking about. Those two to come in and play alongside Partey if you stick with Arteta. But if you get Allegri, you don't get those two right now, because Allegri's not sure which direction he's going to go in, and we're just going to batten down the hatches and play with what we've got for the rest of the season and then decide who we're going to go for in the summer. Have that back. So it's Arteta. Arteta stays. Guarantee Buendia. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
I'll take Allegri.
And you would take Allegri and no signing for the rest of the season?
Yes.
I'd love to hear what the chat has to say. Allegri and no signing, no Buendia or Hwasim
I'll tell you.
Go on.
Yeah. If you bring those two players, there is no guarantee that Arteta will still be able to turn around. He might still fuck it up. It might make them worse, right? And then on the summer, you bring him Allegri in, and Allegri will be like, you know what? I don't fancy you some more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right? So now I would bring in an Allegri type manager. So hopefully he can then give the players a bit of a electric shock, so they can, get into form. Maybe he will get a few results, get things going a little bit. And I'm sure if they're going to bring Allegri in, they will definitely give him something this January. Definitely. Right?
Okay, another question in a minute, yeah? No, I've got another question for you in a minute. Have you done? I'm enjoying this conversation now. Okay, so all right, okay. So Allegri, yeah, you saying Allegri? All right, let's throw Pochettino in the mix just to make it controversial, because we're having a chat like you would in the pub, right? So Pochettino arguably is better suited to the way Arsenal play, the footballing way, yeah, right? Whereas Allegri is obviously someone who has trophies behind him. Knowing that the two, one brings extremely defensive football, which the fan base is already moaning about with Arteta, who's made us play this sit back and hope to take a team on the counter type style. Allegri is going to do the same. So would you rather Allegri over Pochettino? Huh?
Listen, for me, I wanted Allegri when Wenger left.
Okay.
I wanted Allegri when Unai Emery went. I'm not sure about Pochettino for a few different reasons. One, I'm not sure if he's going to risk this Tottenham bullshit that he's got to come to Arsenal, get abused, and just in case the board don't really back him, they don't give him money, he don't work out, he's going to be finished. Tottenham fans will never let him. So you remember he's got this thing with Barcelona, and I think what's the other one called? Barcelona and another team that are quite rival, and then he says, I'll never manage Barcelona because of that team. So for me, I think Arsenal need Allegri more than Pochettino, because I can see Allegri. Allegri has dealt with some proper personalities, man. I can see Allegri coming through the door. If I was a player, right, and door opened, if Allegri comes in, he's already got my full attention because my man's got a CV. He's one shit. He's reputable. Pochettino, if he comes in, yeah, okay, he might be a good manager, right? But Allegri will have my full attention.
I agree with you on that.
He's got presence. He's got a CV. He's got credit in the bank to show for. What has Pochettino got to show for? This one, fuck all. And he's an ex-Tottenham manager.
Well, look, let's be real. He's the most realistic target at the moment, isn't he? There's only a couple of managers that are available at that sort of level, and Allegri is the main one, and then you've got Pochettino. So
in the Premier League. So before Man United sack Solskjaer and go get him, and then as usual, we're all gonna be like, fuck, man, look how he's doing that. But then again, this is Arsenal, this is the board that are incompetent. And as I said, if Arteta goes, I feel sorry for him. If he goes, Edu and Vinay, they need to go with him, bro. And you know what somebody said earlier, right, on the chats and everything. Maybe it's not a bad idea to bring an Arsene Wenger type Arsene Wenger type as a director of football, bro. Because you need somebody. Right now, there is nobody in Arsenal board, Arsenal director of football, nothing that knows anything about Arsenal football, this and that. Maybe if Wenger was here, Arteta could have gone to him and said, listen, Arsene, it's a bit of as I said earlier, it's peak right now. I
feel a bit disappointed. I'm not going to lie, because he came in and said all the right things, didn't he? He was like a politician almost. He said all the right things, and for some reason, it's just not working.
He talked the talk.
Yeah, he says all the right things.
He didn't walk. When you're coming out with things like non-negotiables and things like that, right? And then what happened with Willian when he's gone to Dubai? What happened with Guendouzi, where he's got a little bit of a thing in Brighton, and then he's got a bit of a voice, you chuck him away. But then you got a right back who fucking start tweeting irrelevant things before a game, 3 hours, and then on the same game, he poor performance and a foul throw.
Look, do I think we get relegated? No, we won't get relegated. If Arteta stayed, eventually after a bad run, it will turn around for a little while. We'll have a run of games where it's a bit easier, and we'll win a few back to back. We could end up mid-table or something like that, or maybe 10th or whatever. But so there's no guarantee it's going to be any different with Allegri at this stage because of where we are.
How poor we scored that you were telling me, listen, man, we're not going to get relegated.
I know. What do you want me to do? All right. So do you want? All right, we're not 15th. I reckon we'll get top 4. Yeah, if we get Allegri in, we'll just cruise to that top 4 or so. Because our form right now is banging. Is that what you want me to say to you? Because it's not. It's shit.
I don't want you to say anything. I know you're right. I'm not saying it's something you.
You're asking me questions, so I can say these things.
No, it's the club's fault. Look, it's gone so bad that we're having this sort of conversation.
The B9 antics. He's saying opposite. He's saying too impatient. You know what?
I'm not going to even say this. We're 15th in a fucking league. We've been patient for what? How long? We're supposed to wait until it's gone too far and then say, all right, let's do this now.
It's just so difficult to be an Arsenal fan right now. I don't know what else to say. It's like I want it to work for the guy. I want it to work for the guy because we don't want we don't want things to go wrong. If he's, as I said before, if he's getting sacked, that means our club's doing poorly. So I don't want him to get sacked. I want him to turn it around.
Arsenal, the performance of players have not improved. It's got worse. We're 15th in the league, right? And summer transfer window, it's now looking like an unsuccessful one with the signing of Willian, who's shit and he doesn't offer nothing to the team. Thomas Partey last minute, but obviously he's been injured. He hasn't really been able to play. So you got to look at this and say, right, unsuccessful transfer window. We're now having a worst season as far as I can remember, right? On our worst days, yeah, we used to wipe.
I don't even know. I don't know what to say.
Well, Southampton, Burnley at home, these are guaranteed 3-pointers. Now we're like, oh boy, it's a bit of a. I don't know. You know what I mean? So in a situation like this, unfortunately, the person who gets it is the manager. Thank you, Nick.
Can I just say before we crack on with this, because I'm all right to talk about this some more if you want to, but there's 150 people in here. I want you to smash those likes. Come on, support us. You see what we're doing. We did say to you guys, like, we're going to do our best to get you as the best content out there and answers for you, and that's what we're doing. Last week we had Fabrizio. Well, this week we had Fabrizio on. Was it this week? It's flown by so quickly. Yeah. If you want, we're going to look to do more shows like that. We've got some big ideas and big plans. So smash those likes for us, yeah, and show us your support and share and all that sort of thing, guys. Yeah, please. Sorry, Shaheen. Just wanted to make sure I got that out there.
Ah, man, it's good. Good job you said. Look, guys, we were supposed to do a 30-minute video with me and Nev, and then next thing you know, it's about 50 minutes. So I just want to wrap it up, coming to an end, Lev. But, how do you want to close this?
How do I want to close this? Look, I want to get it clear. The fact is, I like the guy. I want him to turn it around. I hope, he can turn it around. I hope he does something amazing that gets us all on our feet and go, hold on, maybe they do want to play for him. Maybe they are hungry to show that, maybe this news will get a rocket up their ass. If they do love this manager, if they do believe he's the right man for the job, seeing something leaked out like this should inspire that team to say, you know what, that's the gaffer. We should have his back. This is our fault. We've put him in this position, and we should see some sort of reaction from the players. If we don't see some sort of reaction, that to me says more than anything else you put out in the news. Players are like that. That if they've got a manager's back and they truly want him in that team to manage that team, there's going to be a reaction. So that's what I'm hoping for. However, if it means for the best for our club that we need to go out and change that man, as I say, all I want is the best for my club. I'm a fan first and foremost. So that's how I want to close it, bro.
Good. For me, it's a very sad state of affairs that he's come to this, because when Arteta came in, there was a lot of positive talks. He came in, as I said, he talked the talk. And, everybody was a bit optimistic as to what he can achieve. It's sad that it has come to this. But I hope this is true, because at the end of the day, it's hurting me to see my club in a way it is. It's hurting me that I'm seeing in a North London derby, the best we can do is put 35 crosses to the box and hope for the best. It's hurting me to see a fucking right back getting foul throws and still keeping his place. It's hurting me that a team that always, at worst times, at least what we had was an attacking football. That is gone. We can't attack. We can't defend. Dodgy transfer dealing, selling Martinez, buying Willian, buying £30 million defender who can't get a game. And now apparently Arteta is saying until he's here, Saliba is not going to get a game. £70 million for Pepe, who's at best worth, 35, 40 million. All of this, it hurts me. Not all of them is Arteta's fault, right? The things that are said at the beginning in terms of performances and results. And something needs to change. Unfortunately, it's a lot easier for the club to change the manager than change the playing squad. Allegri may very well come in and same pattern will carry on. Right?
I feel like I need to give you a hug, man. They're hurting you. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you feel that way. I can't help you.
My dad banters me. After North London derby, my dad, he sent me messages on WhatsApp. Like,
what? Your dad's a Spurs fan?
No, he's not. He's
I was just about to kick off with you there. You did tell me that.
He's not. But he's like, I'm not used to this. I'm used to my team being invincible. I'm used to having giants like Vieira and Gilberto in centre mid. And I used to be like, yeah, listen, no one's going to mess about in midfield today. Henry, Bergkamp, Wright, Adams.
What do you mean, man? You got Xhaka, El Neni, Ceballos.
Exactly. And the best they can do is they can fucking fight themselves in the training ground. No fight on the pitch with the opposition. Anyway, guys, it's been emotional. Listen, guys, thank you very much for joining me and Lev. Honestly, thanks for your time.
You brought me on here for therapy, man. Only reason you brought me on here was to get this off your chest. That was it. Well, I'm glad you've done it anyway.
Arsenal will be. We all love the club. We wanted to do well, but unfortunately, it is what it is now. Thank you very much for joining us. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel. Wednesday, we're going to do an early one at 6 o'clock because we've got the Southampton game. Contrary of what the report says and everything, I hope that we can put a good performance and get good 3 points tomorrow and kick on from there.
Yeah, man, that's happening. We know that's happening. That's happening, isn't it?
I'm gonna do a clip of what you just said.
It's happening, man. I promise you.
All right, I hope so. Right. Have a good afternoon. Let's hope Arsenal can bring a smile to our face tomorrow. We'll see you on Wednesday with Turkish and Lee judges at 6 or 6:30. We've got a special guest this Wednesday, Craig from Same Old Arsenal podcast. I'm very, very excited to have him. So it's going to be a show. And have a good evening. And hopefully we get the 3 points tomorrow. Peace out.
Later.